Are you ready to unlock growth, build resilience, and confidently take the next step in leadership, career, and faith? Welcome to The Next Move. I'm Orvin Kimbrough, a CEO, author, and leader with a passion for helping people and organizations thrive. My journey from foster care to CEO has fueled my mission to help professionals scale their confidence, leadership, and influence through mindset shifts, expanded networks, and bold action. Each week, I'll share reflections ripped straight from my blog to inspire and empower you with actionable insights. Let's get started and make your next move your best move. Welcome back to The Next Move, the podcast where we explore faith, leadership, and personal growth to help you take your next step with purpose and confidence. Folks, I'm your host, Orvin Kimbrough. I'm so glad you stopped by. Right now, a lot of folks are sitting in stable jobs, in good companies, well-meaning teams, yet quietly asking themselves, is this it? Not because something is wrong, but because something deeper inside is whispering, I'm ready to grow. I'm ready to grow. So today, I want to talk about the hard but holy tension between staying where it's good and going where it's growth. Let me take you back to one of the times I faced that choice. I was in my basement office in the city of St. Louis. It was low ceilings. I remember that old leather chair. I had fortified the walls in that basement office myself. I had invested in that space, just like I'd invested in the organization I was leading at the time. That night, I sat still. I sat so still. A drip from the wall, tapped like a leaky faucet. Steady, predictable. It's the basement. It's in the city. Steady, predictable, familiar. And somehow, it seemed to echo what I couldn't seem to say out loud. Is this still where I grow? Everything around me was good. The work was good. The people, they were good. The purpose was good. But something in my spirit, come on, something in my spirit was restless. During that season, I had a mentor who helped me name what I couldn't. His name was Reverend Jerry Paul. He was a giant in spirit, and a giant in wisdom, the kind of leader who didn't just give advice, but he gave perspective. One day, I told him, you know, uh, 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 Rev, I could work here forever. He looked at me not with judgment, but with clarity, and he said, Orvin, at this phase of your career, don't speak in absolutes like that. Then he added, this is a good environment, but it's not a growth environment. And you need to be stretched at this stage in your career. That stopped me. It stopped me cold in my tracks because deep down, folks, I already knew that I needed to be stretched. I was leading an interfaith organization with a powerful mission. We had a solid board. We were doing real good. But I brought them a bold idea. And I said, if we want to grow, we may need to stretch our vision and we may need to stretch our funding in different ways. One board member responded again. It wasn't to be rude, but he was being real. He said to me, we're a mom and pop shop. Those were his exact words. We're a mom and pop shop. We're not trying to get bigger. That was the moment. That was the moment I learned one of the most important leadership truths in my life. A good environment, folks, a good environment isn't always a growth environment. As I have moved through the different leadership roles since that day, I've started to recognize the signs of a growth environment, and just as importantly, the signs of their absence. So here are the five things that I have carried with me. Number one, people are challenged to stretch. So this is when you know you are in a growth environment, not just a good environment. People are challenged to stretch. You're invited to step beyond. You're invited to step beyond what's easy. You're encouraged to test ideas and take smart risks. Well, in stagnant environments, people settle. They settle into comfort zones. Number two, mistakes mistakes are treated as learning. Growth cultures use mistakes as fuel. I remember a big grant we pursued, something we'd never done back in the day. It forced us to stretch, but it stabilized the organization for the next season. Number three, feedback is clear and constructive. In growth spaces, feedback isn't about limiting you, it's about sharpening you. In that job, I often heard, "You're thinking too forward. You're thinking you're thinking too forward thinking. You're too forward thinking." That wasn't just a critique; it was a cap on how far vision could go. Number four, success is shared and built upon. We shared wins. That was beautiful. But in growth environments, a win is just the beginning. It builds momentum. In stagnant ones, a win, a win can be the finish line. Number five, there's a shared vision that pulls people forward. Growth needs direction. When vision is shared, people move together. It isn't, when it isn't, even your best efforts can feel like resistance. So now I want to ask you, are you in a season where you need to rest, where you need rest and stability, or a season where your spirit is asking to be stretched? Ask yourself, am I being stretched or just supported? Are my ideas oxygenated or suffocated? Do the people around me believe in possibility or just maintenance? Does this organization reward curiosity or penalize disruption? There's no shame, folks. There's no shame in either season. But knowing which one you're in, that's where the power lies. In Isaiah, I'm reminded, enlarge the place of your tent. Enlarge the place of your tent. Stretch your tent. Stretch your tent curtains wide. Do not hold back. Lengthen your cord. Strengthen your stakes. Even good ground, folks, even good ground must be expanded to carry new growth. When I eventually left that role, I didn't leave behind my commitment. I brought it with me. At the next role at United Way, I saw scale as service at the bank. Now I saw reinvention as responsibility in boardrooms, strategies and speeches. I brought a growth mindset because growth is not about chasing titles. It's about becoming the person your calling demands you to be. So, so here's my challenge. Here's my challenge. Take 10 minutes after this episode and sit with this question. Do I need a good environment or do I need a growth environment? Because one will comfort who you are, and the other, guess what? The other will challenge who you're becoming. I hope you caught that. Have you have you ever been in a good environment that wasn't a growth environment? How did you know it was time to leave or stay? That discernment is so important. Drop your reflections in the comments or DM me. I want to hear your story. And if this resonated with you, share it with someone who may be quietly wrestling with the same tension. Thank you for tuning in to The Next Move. Until next time, I'm Orvin Kimbrough, reminding you that your next move might not be easy, but it just might be necessary. Have a good one. Thank you for tuning in to The Next Move. I hope today's reflection inspired you to take the next step in your leadership, career, or faith journey. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who might need a little encouragement this week. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you'd like more reflections or resources, visit orvinkimbrough.com or theaccidentalbanker.com. Until next time, remember, every step you take brings you closer to thriving. Let's keep moving forward together.